Switch to Martin. Nogito.
That's it long range. He's got it. Dispersed in a Loyal jersey. 1-0 San Diego. Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season. Drew actually got a hand on it, and this one will go high and up it is! One more time! Torero Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
And with that, we welcome you inside Torero Stadium. Welcome to Matchday Live. He's Darren Smith, I'm Jordan Caruth, and we are back at Torero Stadium. We are not the only ones back at Torero Stadium. Darren, the fans are back at Torero Stadium. How great is this? Very excited to see people in the house today. Las Vegas Lights are in town.
Yes, they are, Jordan, but more importantly, San Diego Loyal is back in town. We are back here at Torero Stadium. This has already been an amazing day around the world for club soccer, including what's going to happen here tonight. I'm sure Jordan's pretty excited to get going here after the day he's already had, but it started bright and early this morning with a promotion playoff game. Congratulations to Brentford. Charlie Adams, I'm sure, up bright and early watching that. Into the afternoon with the Champions League final, and now our cherry on top. What's happening here at Torero Stadium tonight is SDvLV returns home for the first time in the 2021 season, and with 2,100 plus fans here already making noise. You and I spent the entire season here behind closed doors. My goodness, what a difference 2,100 people makes inside of Torero Stadium here tonight. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, it's very easy to ignore the record right now, because who wouldn't want to ignore the record? But it's easy to do it today, because today's big story, the fans are back and they will make noise. We talked about it last year, Darren. It kind of felt like we were dealt some scrimmages throughout the season. It's just not the same when you don't have that same energy inside the stadium. So that's what changes tonight. Hopefully for San Diego Loyal, the standings will start to change as well. So that's the news. That's the big news today. San Diego Loyal back at home for the first time, but for the first time in a long time, the fans are back inside Torero Stadium as well. All right, Landon Donovan. Last time we saw Landon Donovan was last weekend. They were in Louisville. San Diego coming up short 2-1, fourth loss of the season. Very late in that match, the head coach for San Diego was given a red card, which means no Landon Donovan tonight. He will not be coaching for SD Loyal. Where he will be watching, we'll find out. We have put in requests. I want to drink a beer with him tonight, so hopefully that happens. But let's go back to last week. The last time you saw Darren and I, we were at Matchday. We were in National City. I was getting my car towed. And here is what Landon Donovan had to say following the 2-1 loss.
I thought it was just a great game. Obviously, we're disappointed to lose, but I was proud of the effort, performance. Wasn't perfect. Played against a very good team. Probably the first or second best team in the league over the last 3 or 4 years. So, really good performance by our guys. Tough to lose that way with 2 really bad calls in the box at either end. But I was proud of the way our guys played. We still don't have our full team together yet, but we made a lot of progress. We started the game very well. We were under pressure a little bit for the second part of the first half, but we defended well enough to be at least at 0-0 at halftime. And then the second half, we created some very good chances. So I can't complain about the performance. There's nothing our guys did except really compete. And again, it's unfortunate to lose, especially in that way, but our guys will just keep going. We just keep going. There's a reason why that team's at the top of the league every year in the East, and they're a very good team, very well coached, and good players all over the field. So they're a top team. The hope is that at some point we're playing them again this year, and we can learn a lot of lessons about our group. If you come here and allow them to have too much of the ball, they can really punish you, and they did that in some ways, although they didn't end up scoring any goals, any legit goals. So we did a good enough job defending, but we have to be better when we have the ball and make sure that we are the team that's dictating the rhythm of the game, or else we're going to tire out, and we were a little tired at the end of the game. Yeah, I mean, I've said it all along. We've played 4 teams now that haven't lost a game, so we knew it was going to be difficult, all on the road. We knew it was going to be hard. All we can do at this point is recover physically, emotionally. Our guys are excited to finally play a game at home. Not only has it been 4 games on the road now, but also a number of games last year without any fans. So to actually have fans in the stadium will help. We have to put Vegas under a lot of pressure and get a result. We need a result now.
One more general question.
All right, so there he is, Landon Donovan. Rather confident, I thought, Darren, following the 2-1 loss. Of course, an 0-4 record. There's not a lot of confidence to be had, but I will say, if you listen to the coaching staff and you listen to the players, there is belief that they're going to go ahead and turn things around. And I think part of that is some big news that we saw this week, some additions for San Diego Loyal, a new trio. They have added players. Last year, it took a little bit longer into the season before we saw some additions. Wasting no time in 2021, we saw some big news this week.
Yeah, and I think you used the right word, belief. You and I have both interviewed enough coaches and players over the years in myriad sports to know sometimes when they hope what they're saying is right versus what they believe. And I think that Landon does believe that this is going to turn around. And Landon recently, after the Tacoma match, was the 3rd match of the season, Jordan, he came out post-match afterwards and said, hey, we believe in the players that we have here, but we're not afraid to go out and find other players as well. And that's exactly what happened this week. The news coming out on Friday afternoon, very late into the week, that not 1, not 2, but 3 more players have been added to the SD Loyal roster. A familiar name for Loyal supporters from last year, a familiar name for people who know San Diego soccer, that would be Miguel Berry, who's going to start tonight on the bench. Miguel Ibarra, we had a chance to see him during the preseason, during training. He was a standout player. He's an MLS caliber player. And then the 3rd player that they brought in here, we're not familiar with, but he's in the starting 11 tonight, and that would be Jack Mayer. He was the 2nd overall pick in the MLS Super Draft from 2020. So in just the blink of an eye here, SD Loyal has upgraded its roster with 2 of the top 7 picks from the 2020 MLS Super Draft and an MLS player, MLS veteran in Miguel Ibarra. So that's a significant upgrade here, having those 3 players added into the roster, both in the starting 11 and also just providing depth off the bench as well.
Clearly, this is a new team in USL, so we're all getting used to this league, right? We're all getting used to supporting a team in USL Championship. I will tell you this, I haven't been able to learn a lot about this league quite yet. I've learned a few things, but not a lot. One thing I have learned, Landon Donovan going to go out there and he's going to be able to use his relationships to bring in players that not a lot of clubs will have the opportunity to go out and get. Many teams in USL Championship want to go out and get a guy like Miguel Berry on loan to play for them. This seems to be something that San Diego is creating. It seems to be a difference maker for San Diego Loyal. The options that they have that maybe not every single club in this league does have. So that's something we saw once again this week. What will the changes be? We'll find out. Miguel Berry clearly will have an impact offensively. You're hoping he scores tons of goals. That's what you want. Miguel Ibarra is a player. I showed up to a few practices in the preseason, Darren. The very first practice I showed up to, I did not recognize Miguel Ibarra. I did not know he was even practicing with the team. The very first thing I said, I looked at an employee and I said, "Who is that?" Because he looks very good. He looks much better than the rest of the players. He is a difference maker, especially here at San Diego Loyal. Has experience in Major League Soccer. Good experience too with Seattle Sounders. Now playing for San Diego Loyal. He is going to be a huge difference for this team. And we don't know where Landon Donovan will be tonight. Where will he watch? Is he going to be in the stands? It sounds like he will be in the broadcast booth, at least for an interview, probably at halftime. Will he be sitting with Chavos, the locals, the supporters section? I don't know where he's going to be. Darren, I do know that Landon Donovan will probably have some kind of influence on tonight's match.
Yeah, Landon, I had a chance to chat with him during the week on the radio side, and I asked that question because the locals and Chavos de Loyal, they all wanted to know, where was the gaffer going to be sitting here tonight? Landon didn't commit to anything other than being on television at halftime. So if you're going to be watching on Fox 5 tonight with Jack Cronin and Shannon McMillan, and how welcome is it to have them back here in the building as well and on the broadcast, he will definitely be in the broadcast booth, but he might be a moving target up until that point. So you're right. He said he didn't really want to get in the way for Nate Miller, for the rest of the coaching staff, because he knows how chaotic it is down there in the technical area. So Landon thought he might just back off, let the guys do what they want to do. He seemed still pretty shocked that he got sent off in the 89th minute against Lou City. It wasn't for anything he said, it was for being out of his technical area, but that's neither here nor there. Landon Donovan will be a spectator tonight, so you might see him hanging around Torero Stadium. Where's Landon? Sounds like a pretty fun game that we can play on social media.
Yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and try to track him down with one of the cameras here. If we find him, we'll shoot video on our cell phones and we'll show you on the post-match show. How about that? All right, time now. Let's get to What's on Tap, brought to you by Stone Brewing. A look around what's happening elsewhere in USL. Plenty of things to look at in USL Championship. Orange County, LA Galaxy tonight. That one going to kick off at, well, it kicked off 10 minutes ago. Just kicked off. Sacramento Republic against Phoenix Rising. That one is tonight. That one kicks off at 7:30. SD Loyal, Las Vegas Lights, of course, here at Torero Stadium. Austin Bold taking on Tacoma. That one is at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We already saw Tacoma already once this year. They have been a little bit more impressive than many people had them so far, but they're going to take on Austin. That one tomorrow. So that is What's on Tap. It is brought to you by Stone Brewing. Darren mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's been a beautiful day in the world of soccer. An absolutely beautiful day. We have tons to celebrate. We have teams getting promoted, Darren. Don't worry, I'm a professional. I'm not going to point this at you. We have Chelsea winning Champions League. We have fans back inside the house here at Torero Stadium. I say we celebrate. What do you say? Let's pour a glass. Are we allowed to do this?
We don't ask for permission around here. We beg for forgiveness. That's just the structure of the Matchday Live pre and post game show. And we do have to get Charlie Adams over here. I did mention it earlier. Jordan Caruth, congratulations to him. This guy, a passionate Chelsea supporter. Chelsea wins the Champions League today. Forget about Christian Pulisic being the first American to play in a Champions League final. This is all about Jordan Caruth today, who's on a magic carpet ride. The second, though, is Charlie Adams. Charlie Adams came up in the Brentford youth system. Brentford promoted to the Premier League for the first time since 1947, Jordan. That's amazing. So Charlie Adams here will be celebrating. He was the very first ever Matchday Live post-match guest that we had. So we've invited Charlie to join us again, hopefully, and I would say probably celebrating a victory and all 3 points being secured here tonight against Las Vegas Lights.
Yes. For the
cheers.
For the security looking at us, I don't know where that bottle of champagne came from. I just found it on the set and we're going to drink it. So I definitely did not bring it from my house. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll continue to celebrate fans back inside Torero Stadium after this on Matchday Live.
Your summer starts here. With big savings on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer the best time of the year. But don't miss out on all the fun. See your Toyota dealer and catch a great deal today.
Right now, drive home a stylish new Corolla with a low $199 a month lease. Or you can save big with $1,500 factory cash back.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Chosen Foods, we are inspired by the vibrant culinary lifestyle of the Baja Med and, of course, by avocados. From our flagship avocado oil to our family of dressings, mayos, simmer sauces, and guacamoles, the versatility of all Chosen Foods avocado-based products offer you the freedom to be both healthy and creative in the kitchen. Join us in the sun-drenched utopia of Chosen Foods, the avocado. Celebrate it.
During this pandemic, many families are worried about visiting healthcare facilities. I'm Dr. Gail Knight, Rady Children's Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. I'd like to share with you the advice that I give my own family and friends. The best thing that you can do to keep your child healthy is to continue to keep routine appointments like vaccinations and regular checkups. This keeps you, your child, and our community as protected as possible. We are always open, we are here for you, and we are safe.
All right, welcome back. It is Matchday Live. He's Jordan Caruth. I am Darren Smith. We are from Torero Stadium. We've got supporters in the house tonight. They're making a ton of noise. Welcome back. Thank you for being with us here on the SD Loyal YouTube page. San Diego Loyal season ticket memberships for the 2021 season. They're on sale right now. Members receive priority access to the next match coming up June 12th against Los Dos LA Galaxy 2. You can choose between 3 membership levels of benefits. You can get the perks of being a member. You can visit sdloyal.com/memberships or emailing tickets at sdloyal.com. We've got supporters over here to our right. We've got them in the stands. They're beating the drums. They're all dressed up. They've got the SD Loyal gear. We've got scarves. We've got singing. We've got a little bit of everything. I cannot tell you how therapeutic this is. I'm a bit emotional about this. This is phenomenal to see this back after the season that we just had from the pandemic, Jordan. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Also, something that was very different for us, parking was actually an issue here at Torero Stadium for the first time. We've never really had to deal with that outside the very first match. Not that it was a big problem at all, but I mean, we've been used to rolling into empty parking lots for about a year now.
I drove around this campus a little while. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. We've got food trucks too. We've got beer being served. We've got champagne bottles being popped. It's a party here tonight, man.
So for those who watched the show last year, you'll remember we did the show in a very similar spot here down on the field. And right here in front of us, there is a ramp that goes up to a little bit of a setting. That's where San Diego Loyal would hang out last year. That's where the bench would be. That's where they would go at halftime, after matches.
They're getting changed up there.
If someone got injured, that's where they went. That was the medical tent as well. So that was the setup. Things have changed. Now there's a food truck up there. There is food. There are drinks being sold. You can hear the locals in Chavos behind us. They are already singing. There are drinks and everything up on the plaza as well. So things look completely different for us. This is not the Torero Stadium we got used to in 2020.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was thinking also, not that everybody watching really cares about this, but I was thinking with the 7:30 kickoff here on Fox 5 and 33 Azteca ESPN Plus, I was thinking last year, Jordan, there was no concessions, there was no food. So like, I guess I got to bring something, stop, get a sandwich. But here now we've got taco carts. I'm going to be crushing some street tacos here at Torero Stadium. So this place has come back with a bang here tonight for the home opener of the 2021 season. Cannot wait for 7:30 with Las Vegas lights in town. An important match too, especially not just because Loyal starts its season with 4 away matches, traveling about 10,000 miles, just to be back here in the comforts of home and have our supporters back in the building is going to be a huge boost. Something else Landon Donovan talked about this week. He really felt like the energy here inside of the building was going to mean a lot to the players, especially here in San Diego, taking on a winless light side.
It is time now on Matchday Live to get to our starting 11. Let's get you those lineups right now. San Diego posting this not too long ago, so let's get to it. The starting 11, it's a little bit different. We see some changes clearly with the roster additions that we had this week, Darren. We knew we would see some changes. I think one of the big ones is the fact that Miguel Berry is not starting. You see that announcement this week. It's easy to assume he would be in the starting lineup. That is not the case.
Well, I'll tell you this, Miguel Berry is the secret weapon. At least according to my calculations, and I am not giving our statistician Sean Kelly any sort of competition whatsoever. But since Miguel Berry came on in late August last year, Loyal never lost a match with him on the roster. He is here, he is available to come off the bench, as is Corey Herzog. But as you look at the starting 11 for the night, you'll see Trey Muse. He's started every match in goal. You'll see yet another change at the back line there as we'll throw Jack Mayer right into the middle of this. I'm pretty sure Jack Mayer and Trey Muse were teammates at Indiana in college. There for the new addition, but we get Miguel Ibarra right into the mix. Alejandro Guido, Ben Spencer again starts up top for the 3rd consecutive time. So we're going to see 2 more debuts here for Loyal. We're going to see both Mayer and Ibarra. They will be 8 and 9 new players added debuting for SD Loyal here in the 2021 season.
Yeah, so Miguel Berry not starting, obviously one of the big stories here as well. Just the fact that he was added to the roster is a huge story, but not starting tonight. We'll see what he can do off the bench potentially. I've already talked about Miguel Ibarra and how you're able to see what a difference maker he is just practicing with San Diego Loyal. He's someone I'm definitely watching for tonight. What is the impact that he will have on the midfield? I think specifically, here's what I'm paying attention to. How will Ibarra impact Alejandro Guido? Guido is a player that has a lot of expectations on him here in San Diego, and they're waiting to get him going here this season. Have not had a goal, no assists. He's had an impact, but not the impact that San Diego is hoping 4 matches into the season. Is a player like Miguel Ibarra, of course he'll bring talent, is he someone who can help unlock Alejandro Guido and others as well? There are other players outside of Miguel Berry on the bench tonight, Darren. I think Corey Herzog is someone we should chat about here on Matchday Live. Corey Herzog once again coming off the bench. We saw him get a few starts. He was the big addition in the offseason, and now a couple matches starting on the bench.
Yeah, and just us talking a little bit here around Torero Stadium before we came on the air, the idea is he is going to be a volume scorer. At some point, the floodgates open and Corey Hertzog starts putting the ball in the back of the net. A lot of that has to do with service. Right now, the midfield really hasn't given him those opportunities to score. He's been a little pressing just a little bit in the eyes of the club, so they figured, hey, give him a little bit of time here on the bench, come off, be a super sub. And that's something that Loyal has frankly been without. That's something that's really been lacking here for San Diego Loyal since its inception. Now, we're only talking about 20 matches, 16 last year, 4 this year. But to date, there's only been 2 goals scored off the bench. One last year from Irvin Parra, this year Ben Spencer in the opener against Phoenix Rising. So in addition to increasing the quality of the starting 11 tonight with Miguel Ibarra and with Jack Mayer, think also about what this means for the bench now, having Miguel Berry and also having Corey Hertzog come off the bench tonight with Tumi Moshabani, Sal Zizzo, etc. So, you know, it's twofold here. It's not just the instant impact of having a better starting 11 against Las Vegas. It's also the quality of the depth and also what it means coming off the bench, because that's been a real sore spot here that's lacked for SD Loyal since its inception. So hopefully this is the beginning of that turnaround tonight.
Absolutely. All right, Darren, now here on Matchday Live, it is time to get to our standings. Here how things are looking in the Pacific. San Diego will need to finish in the top 4 in order to secure a playoff berth a little bit later on. Here are the standings. Here's how it looks right now. LA Galaxy 2 on top, Phoenix Rising 2nd, Tacoma 3rd, Sacramento 4th. Then you get that line beyond the playoff spot. Orange County 5, Oakland 6, San Diego 7, and Las Vegas 8. San Diego, Las Vegas tonight combining for 0 points so far this season. The goal differential isn't pretty either, but someone tonight, I'm sure they're both saying the same things, and it's something we chatted about post-match last week at Matchday, as many San Diego fans that want to say this is the match to get things going against Las Vegas. We would imagine Las Vegas is saying the exact same thing about San Diego at this point of the season.
Here's the difference, though. Loyal gets to open up at home here tonight at Torero Stadium, and guess what Las Vegas Lights is doing here with its 4th match? They're completing 4 straight away to start their season. So we saw the way that looked in Louisville last week. Now this week, it's SD Loyal's turn to show no sympathy whatsoever. It's not an excuse to have to do a ton of traveling. It's just the way the schedule is broken out. So that's not Loyal's problem. Loyal is here tonight to pick up their first 3 points of the season. No better way to do it than against the Las Vegas Lights side, which has really struggled. Both sides have struggled, we understand that. But up until this point, conceding, losing 5-0, 3-1, 5-1, they've allowed 13 goals, only scored 2. They've allowed a ton of shots. Last week, Jordan, against Phoenix Rising, Las Vegas Lights allowed 45 shots. 45 shots, that's a lot. So we've talked about it through the first couple of matches. Loyal really wasn't putting any shots, any pressure on opposing defenses or the opposing keeper. Tonight, this seems like the kind of club that you can definitely put some pressure on here, and hopefully that's the case. Not only putting pressure on the Lights keeper, but also putting the ball in the net. I sense a lot of frustration here with SD Loyal, and hopefully tonight's a night where they can sort of let that frustration out on a team like Las Vegas. But to your point, I'm sure Steve Cherundolo, who's the manager, who's another U.S. soccer legend. We've got U.S. soccer legends running all around this place with Shannon McMillan, 177 caps, and Landon Donovan with 157. Steve Cherundolo, a local guy, 87 caps. I mean, there's a lot to like here with U.S. soccer in the house tonight at Torero Stadium. But he's probably telling his side, hey, listen, they're struggling. They're dealing with some confidence issues. Let's take it to them tonight. But Loyal here back at home. Lights, 4th consecutive time away. I think you know which way I'm going to be leaning.
Right. Also, it's interesting you bring up Lights playing on the road. They're playing on the road all season, are they not?
It's a weird setup. I must admit, nobody around here seems to know what Las Vegas is all about. They started a partnership with LAFC in which they're going to be training in LA with Bob Bradley, who was Landon and Cherundolo's manager on the national team back in 2010. So they're going to be training in LA and busing into Vegas and busing down here. It's a hard thing to figure out. Nobody around here can tell you much about the club, about who the players are, et cetera. It's just a totally different structure than it was a year ago. Hopefully that works to the advantage of Loyal tonight.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do they just team up with like college campuses in LA and they just take a party bus to Vegas every weekend? Is that the setup for Las Vegas Lights? I'm not exactly sure. But they will be playing a lot on the road. They've started on the road, and to me, it's like a whole season on the road for them. Single game tickets are on sale now. Tickets start at $25 for all matches, beginning with 619 Day, June 19th against Phoenix Rising FC. Visit sdloyal.com/tickets for more information. We will take one more time out, and when we come back, our final segment from Torero Stadium, moments away from kickoff between Loyal and Lights, coming up.
It starts off with a little seed. And with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
You gotta do like the.
Want the perfect pair of sunglasses for your every occasion? Hit up the Knockaround Custom Shop. With over 1 million possible combinations, why not get a pair for every you? 8 a.m. I need a coffee you. Clocking a few miles you. Game day you. Happy camper you. Fun in the sun you. On the slopes you. Dog days you.
What a difference.
Happy hour you. Si se puede you. The Knockaround Custom Shop. You design them, we build them.
I'm not even sure what's happening here, and I know it's fast, but I'm in love with you. We're gonna be together forevs, and I'm gonna keep you looking good, boo. That's why I got you unlimited washes. That's right, we're gonna binge wash, babe. Commit to your car. What are you waiting for?
All right, welcome back. It's Matchday Live, our final segment here, pitch side at Torero Stadium alongside Jordan Caruth. I'm told your jacket is quite the conversation piece out there in the comment section. I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to play a little bit of catch up. But Jordan, let me ask you, do you like this SD Loyal zip up? Do you like this? Is it sharp?
All right, first off, the comment says I look amazing.
Let's
There's
focus.
just not an SD Loyal crest on it, which, I mean, I have Loyal underneath. Like, I mean, we
Do you
have,
like this gear?
You can buy this
Do you like
gear.
this gear?
It looks good.
Do you like this? Do
Yes.
we look good?
Yes,
Are
it looks
we properly
good.
attired here? Are you guys, do you approve? Because if you're jealous of the way we look, you can do something about it. You can find the newest SD Loyal gear, including kits, the Adidas collection, some unique designs just like this one. You can't find it anywhere else but the shop. Shop online today at theshop.sdloyal.com, or you can visit the shop in Mission Valley. That's where I got this. I don't know where you got that keeper kit from, but you can go get this at the shop right there in Mission Valley. We're sharp, man. Hey, I get it. You guys, you want to dress like us. I understand.
It is time now. He's very confident, and there's a very good reason why he's confident.
Running away.
He is running away with our new segment on Matchday Live, our Pick to Kick, where we try to guess who will score a goal for San Diego Loyal, and if you correctly identify that player, you are awarded 3 points. Darren, what happened last week?
Well, one of us has an innate ability to see into the future, and I knew that in the 91st minute, Jack Blake, who really should have won the goal of the week for the USL Championship, was going to fire an absolute screamer at net in the waning minutes of the match against Louisville. That's what happened. He scored a goal. I picked up 3 points, and you suckers, I'm leaving you in my dust. What do we got tonight?
All right, so we have a lot to get to tonight. The standings are Darren has 3 points, everyone else has 0, so he is the early leader. Let's get to our Pick to Kick. Here are our choices tonight. I will start with my choice because I know it off the top of my head. Alejandro Guido is my selection. It is the first time that I have taken Alejandro Guido, and I kind of just teased you why. I think Guido will find the back of the net. I think Miguel Ibarra is someone who plays an impact, who helps unlock Guido tonight, so that's my selection. Darren, who are you going with?
I'm going with Miguel Ibarra. Again, we had the opportunity to see when Ibarra was training here during the offseason. He wasn't quite sure what his future was. Was he going to get signed by an MLS club? He had the opportunity to join SD Loyal. He just wanted to feel it out and see if there was any other opportunity. He's a player who finds himself 31 years of age, perhaps just slipping between the cracks a little bit, where some of those MLS clubs are like, maybe we should turn to younger players, and SD Loyal's like, no, come here, play with us. So it didn't work out at the MLS level. He is signed for the entire season. That's an important distinction. You know, Miguel Berry is on loan. Jack Mayer is on loan. So at any time, those guys could get called back. But Miguel Ibarra, much like Alejandro Guido, is going to be here for the entire season. This is a long-winded way, Jordan, of saying I'm going with Miguel Ibarra.
Okay, he's going Ibarra. Shannon McMillan is going Ben Spencer. Jack Cronin is going Ibarra as well. Chavos going with Miguel Berry. The locals have selected Elijah Martin, Ibarra for Darren, Guido for myself. So that is the selection.
And Chavos with Berry off the bench.
Correct.
Miguel Berry off the bench, which I think is good. I mean, Berry and Herzog off the bench, I know there's no history of this happening here, but I sort of dig it. I sort of like that idea because at some point, Jordan, I really do think that this is going to turn. And that this is as good an opportunity as any time for it to turn here tonight, because the next 12 matches for SD Loyal are all against Pacific Division competition. So it's time to start picking up points here, start accumulating those points. You can turn the season around in a hurry, given who you're playing over the next 12 matches starting tonight.
All right, we're getting a few guesses as well. I see Herzog name in the comment section. Thomas Wood says Ibarra will get the first one. I would not be surprised if Ibarra is the one who scores first tonight. He's going to be a very popular pick on our pick to kick going forward for the rest of the season. All right, Darren, that's it. Pre-match show is over. We will send people over to Jack Cronin and Shannon McMillan for the call of tonight's match. Very excited to be back here at Torero Stadium. Join us on Instagram, Unnamed Soccer Podcast on Instagram. We will do a live halftime show inside the stadium, and then post-match we'll be back here on the field interviewing players, potentially a coach, we'll find out. But that's all coming up. Matchday Live, the post-match edition from Torero Stadium as well. But for the pre-match edition, he's Darren Smith, I'm Jordan Caruth. We're very excited to have fans back inside the stadium, and we will chat with you soon coming up after this. But next, it's Jack Cronin and Shannon McMillan.
It's time to get moving with the financial partner that's here for your journey. From small steps to big milestones, USE Credit Union is here for you. With tools to help you bank fast, solutions to help you go far, and a team of dream makers that's ready to help you step forward with confidence. USE Credit Union.